something good. Wow, wow. It's soup weather. Tell me that you'll like it. Yeah. Ooh, we're gonna like soup. It's vegetable. It's our favorite. We're gonna make some soup. Wow, wow. Hello, hello. Welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome in. Come on into the kitchen. I'm Wendy, your kitchen chaos coordinator. And tonight, what's for dinner is vegetable beef soup. And why are we having soup, Wendy? Well, it's 71 degrees today in Florida, and that's cold. That's cold. That's soup weather. Come on, give me some love, man. I'm from Colorado. I live for these soup days. So we are gonna make vegetable soup. I dug around in the pantry. I found 4 assorted cans of veggies. I had some beef stock. I had some tomato juice, in a little can. So we'll use that. I've got an onion, some garlic, and then 2 pounds of ground beef. So we're going to get started. We're going to put our beef in and cut our onion into largish sizes, and we'll get that browning, and then I will come back and chitty chat with you while I'm getting that ready. Why don't you go grab your spoon and your chair? Come on back in and help me make some vegetable soup tonight. Yay! It's soup night. It's soup night. We're gonna have some soup. We're gonna have some soup tonight. All right, team, how are you? I'm so glad you're back. Okay, hamburger is starting to brown, so I am going to just cut up our onion a little bit bigger than bite-sized pieces, I guess. I don't really like it too big in this soup, not like the potato soup where I like the big chunks of onion. So this one will be smaller bite-sizer pieces. And yep, tonight we're using hamburger. Hey, it's what you got in hand, right? You go look in your pantry. So no stew meat in this one. This one's hamburger. And I know some people even put macaroni in here. I'm not going to do that tonight, but what do you guys think? Do you guys put macaroni in yours? Tell me. Tell me how you do your beef soup. All right, so I'm just going to cut these onions and put them in while this is browning. And we will have that. And I've got some garlic as well that I want to put in. Just 2.5 cloves, really. It should have been 3 cloves, but the other clove didn't look so good, so I cut a lot of it out. And like I said, the weather, oh my gosh. Florida, listen, it's too early for us to have cold weather, but when we get that first cold snap, we are all like party. So excited. We actually can open the windows. The air conditioner has not run at all today. It's just been an air condition by the windows. We had the windows open all day. And just brilliant. The dogs have been thrilled. The doors have all been open, so they've just been in and out at their own free will all day. And it's going to get down to, I think, the 50s tonight, so like 51. 51. What? I might have to put a blanket on. I might actually wear long jammies instead of shorts jammies. This is something that's so easy, but we're using canned veg today instead of fresh veg. But you can even use frozen veg. It's not too bad sticking in the frozen veg. I won't add the carrots until the very end because you don't want the carrots to get really, really mushy, but everything else can handle it. So what we're going to do is brown up our hamburger with the onion. Once it gets almost brown, we'll add our garlic in like we do. Keep pulling my hair with the knife. I'm going to make a new eyebrow for me if I'm not careful. Anyway. Whatever. So this is going to brown. And then when the onions are transparent, when they're done, we'll add the garlic in like we do because we know we don't want to add garlic to the beginning of the process. You only want the flavor of the garlic, so you're just going to add it at the very last minute. And then we'll add the beef stock and the tomato juice and the harder vegetables, not the carrots. We'll wait the carrots until the last 15 or so minutes because they're already mushy, so they don't need to get any more mushy. And then we will be ready to eat. I'm so excited. So here we go. We're cutting away our onion. What has been going on in your neck of the country? Any good stuff going on as we are sitting in beautiful weather here? I'm so excited to not have the air conditioner running all day. So you can see I cut my onion. Oh, let me get it. Let me get a bunch of it so you can see the little slices. About yay big. Bite size, but not like big bites. And it's one whole onion that I'm using. Oops, didn't quite make that cut. We'll throw that in. And you know my rule on hamburger, the less you touch of it, the more tender it will be. So I'm letting it brown on its own. We don't really want to squish it up until we see most of it's getting brown. It's getting close. It's a little less than halfway, or we can flip it and start getting it to brown. I'll go ahead and get out my garlic press. Oh, haha! But since we're here, everybody say it with me. McCormick, hello. McCormick, I'm your girl. Come on, man. Give us some love. Show us some love. All right, I'm going to sprinkle some McCormick's Montreal steak seasoning on here. Why? Because it contains salt, pepper, onion, garlic, all the good stuff that you would normally put in there, but it's all in one jar. Why bother getting 4 jars out when you can just use 1 jar? Universal jar of spice right here. And that was, count them with me. Did you count 14? Okay, we're good. We're good then. And our other universal rule, we do not use, repeat after me, we do not use metal on metal. No metal utensils unless you're on the grill. That's where you can use metal utensil. In the house, if you've got a metal pan, use the wood. Oh yeah, this is, yes sir, yes sir. We are browning up here. Perfect. Lovely. Loverly. Nobody wants to hear that squishy noise. All right, so I am going to leave this on medium to medium high heat. I am going to put the lid on it and I'm going to let this brown up, and I will come back to you when this gets closer to time to add the garlic and the other stuff. All right, see you in a minute. All right, it's been about 7 minutes. Let's just give it a check and see where the onions are. Whoosh. Not quite clear. Some of them are getting clear, but they're not quite clear and tender yet. Hello. So let's, yeah, that's not tender yet. So let's give it another 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll come back and we can start adding the garlic. All right, be back. All right. Been another 4 minutes. Let's check under the lid again. Let's check under the hood. Let's see how we're spark plugging. There we go. Yep. Okay, can you see that the onion is translucent? See Get just a couple of pieces for you. See how it's see-through? You can see right through that guy. That's how you know the onion is tender and ready to go on to the next step. All right, and our next step is to add our garlic. So let's get our garlic pieces going. I'm going to turn him down. Put both pieces in there at the same time. There we go. So there's our 2.5 pieces. Just a little taste of garlic, and we'll stir that in. Oh man, that flavor. My. Love it. Loving it. All right. Now usually you get a big jar of tomato juice, right? But we didn't, I'm seriously cooking out of the pantry tonight. So we just have like the little breakfast ones. And I usually add the tomato juice to the top of the hamburger. So I pulled out 4. We'll see what we get. There's 1. And while we were waiting on it to brown, I was shaking it up. That's why they're upside down. I figure it'll be 4. These are 5.5 ounces each. Usually you use half of a 32 ounce. So a little more than 15 ounces. Close to 16 ounces of tomato juice. And it looks like that's about what we're going to get this time. Same thing. Four go in, and it covers just the top of the just the top of the hamburger, so you can see just at the top. Almost like when you go to make your own McDonald's Sprite, you know exactly how much ice you want. This much ice, and then cover it. Or when you make half and half tea, you're like, okay, I need half and half. So I usually, fill my unsweet to the top of the ice and then the rest of it with. Okay, so let's add our, stay on task, Wendy. Oh yeah, well, let's not talk about it. All right, so let's start with our corn. We'll add our corn. We'll add our green beans. We'll add our peas. And then we're going to add the beef stock to cover the top of the vegetables. Same thing, I was giving this one a good shake. You want to make sure you get all the juice. And when it just covers the veggies, you can stop. Might need just a little bit more, knowing we're going to add carrots to it. And we do want it to be soupy, not a stewy. Now, if you were going to add macaroni to this, you would be making the macaroni on its own, and you'll add it in just before serving. Whoops. Well, let's knock everything down today. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit more beef stock. And I did buy the 32 ounce, guys, so this is 4 cups of beef stock. And it looks like we're going to use the whole thing. So for 2 pounds hamburger, it's 16 ounces tomato juice, 4 cups beef stock, a can of corn, a can of green beans, a can of peas, and some carrots, but we're not going to add those till the very end, maybe the last 15 minutes. What this needs to do now is come up to a simmer, and then it needs to simmer for a good 20, 25 minutes. I mean, 20 minutes minimum, just to get the flavors, as Papa says, just to get the flavors commiserating. They all want to sit together at lunch and have a chit chat. So we want to make sure they have time to do that. And the only way to do that is to give them time. So we are going to just stir this, and then we are going to let that come to a simmer, and we will check back in. We will check back in 20 minutes and see where we are, okay? Yep, okay. We'll check back in 20 minutes. All right, it's been 20 minutes, and so we're gonna add our carrots in, stir them, let them stay in there, I don't know, about 10 minutes, not too long, and it will be ready to go. This looks so good. Oh, yum. You can see all those lovely vegetables. Hey, if Campbell's can do it, we can do it, right? Amen. All right, so back on a simmer for another 10 minutes. And while we're doing that, oh, Smoochie's getting a drink. Hi, Smoocher. Hi, Mooch. I did want to give a shout out to our new friends. Guys, we have 124 friends now on this channel. What? I am so excited. A week ago, we had 110. Now we have 124. Thank you so much. So I'm going to give a shout out, first of all, to our newest friends, Joan, Suzanne, SWT, Candy, Grand M of HD, Jennifer, and Cheyenne. Sorry if I mess it up. Sorry. And then in my comments section, you guys make me feel so good. I love going in and seeing all the comments. So I just want to give a shout out to my comment guys that always leave me a comment. So happy. So thank you to A. Reed, Lynette, Wilverine, Chrissy Love, Living with Jackie, Junk Ed, Junk Dude K. Oh, I may have messed that up, but Junk Dude K, the RV Travel Couple, Sarah, Acid Burn Mike, and Jackie. Thank you so much. Big shout out, big love coming right back at you. Thank you so much for all your support. Let's give this 10 more minutes and I'll meet you at the table. Well, we made homemade vegetable soup. Took about 45 minutes. I cannot wait to dig into this. I'm trying to decide, am I team big spoon or little spoon? I don't know. I'm not sure. Normally I'm little spoon, but it seems like there's a lot of vegetables there. Seems like there's a lot of vegetables I might want to dig into. So we'll start with the little spoon because that's what size we go with. Oh my gosh. I am so ready to dig into this. Thank you guys so much for being with me today. Thanks for helping stir and keeping an eye on it while this soup simmered. I am so excited for colder weather and bringing more soup. I have chili coming. Oh, I can't wait to make chili. And I promised a certain someone that I would be making a pineapple chicken. So I am going to be working on that recipe as well. Anyway, for all the 124 folks that are here sitting at the table with me, bon appetit. And please like and share and subscribe. Subscribe doesn't cost anything. Subscribing costs nothing. Just lets YouTube know that you like this cozy, chaotic content. And I like you being here. So hit subscribe. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt, I promise. Doesn't hurt. All right. Let's stay tuned for a Zen moment. We'll see you later.